Well, hi, good morning. Thank you for joining me in my shop here. Today is November 30th, and there's 1.5 feet of snow outside, and the snow is coming down. So the first thing we're going to do before we deal with the radio is take a look at the radar for my area. Okay, so this is the Canadian Weather Service radar, and it extends a little ways into the United States. And I'm not about to try to explain all the weather in Canada. There's a lot of weather, but the Great Lakes area has a effect going on, which is affecting me, and that's what I want to look at. Yeah, the reason we're looking at this is because I want to see what the radar shows this morning. So the wind is blowing from the left side to the right side, or from west to east. And as it goes over a large lake, it picks up moisture. And when it gets to the land, it starts dropping the moisture as rain or snow. Snow, normally. This is a winter thing. So you can see on the lee side, is it the lee side of the lake? All these lakes have snow on the east side of them. Every one of them has some snow coming off them. This is my area, and we are really getting hit here. And so I'm going to zoom in on this. So in fact, I'm going to let's turn on the movie here, so you can see how it's flowing. In particular here, you can see this is stretched out into narrow bands here. And the same, well, this is a little messy in here, but there's some banding in here. These bands, we call them streamers. And they can drop a lot of snow in a very short time. You can see them quite distinctly here. We'll zoom in on where I am a little further. So Aurelia's right here, and all this is coming at us. And this will keep forming out here on the edge of the lake and keep coming over. This whole thing may move north or may drift south. Don't think it's going anywhere, frankly. So we're in the middle of it. We're in the thick of it here in Aurelia. Okay, that's the weather. Back to the radio now. Just to carry on the weather a little bit, one of the things that's different this year is the lake temperatures are warmer than normal. So the Great Lake surface temperatures are about 4 degrees Celsius warmer, which is significant, and that's going to allow the wind to pick up even more moisture and allow more of it to get dumped on me here. So the good news is yesterday or the day before, I started up my snowblower. I have a big gas snowblower, and it started right up and ran fine. So I'll be able to blow the snow out of my driveway. And the other thing about me, my location here is my driveway is very simple. It's just a rectangle and nothing more. So I'm able to clear it really quickly, very straightforward, with the big honking gas snowblower. Okay, so I thought about this a bit. I think there's a couple steps here. It's quite clear that this volume control is in bad shape as it is not performing at all. So we're going to remove that from the radio. Ultimately, we may end up sticking this one in. Not so bad, but I'll make an attempt at fixing the one that's in here, or at the very least, take it apart and examine what happened inside. If it's going to be thrown away, well, as I get some kind of value out of it. So I'm going to remove this from the radio, and we're going to take a look at it on the bench. Okay, just going to take it right out here. We're going to look at it through this camera down here. Close look at it. Don't think we'll see anything too surprising, but here we are. Now once again, it's covered with the crystal growth, if I can call it that. The sounds you're hearing are my cats. Pretty rough shape. So you gotta wonder if what we see on the outside, if the inside looks just basically the same as that, all roughed up. OHEPCLA CCM. Didn't they make bicycles? CCM? And HEPC, those letters, Hydroelectric Power Commission of Ontario. Could it be Ontario Hydroelectric Power Commission? LA? I don't know. Don't know what that means. Oh my god, cat's crawling around in a box of tubes here. Out you go. Okay, so I think it's fairly easy to take these apart. We'll just, has all these bend tabs, we'll just unbend them, and I think the thing will just fall apart. And we'll look inside, and my hope for fixing it's pretty small. There's nothing special about that particular tab. That's probably the positional one. It forces things into a certain position. And what's this one that's not bent down? Ooh, I missed one. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Bend that open and take a look inside. While I'm working here today on my breaks, I'm watching a video on YouTube called Photon, the Greatest Science Movie Ever Made. And if you like stories about the origins of everything, of life, the universe, and that kind of stuff, this movie is pretty darn good. About halfway through. It's very long. It's an hour and a half long or something like that. Maybe two hours long. Photon, the greatest science movie ever made. It's kind of weird. Looks to me like it was made in another language, and it's been overdubbed, I guess you would say, with English. So there's an English narrator, so you can follow along. But parts of it are not translated, so it's a little odd. But very, very good. I guess this one has to come up too. Yeah, those are all cat sounds you're hearing. Cats are very active. My big cat likes to go out every day. Little cats, we're going to make them indoor cats. We're not going to let them outside, but our older cat goes out. So, out in that snow this morning. He was not impressed. She was not impressed. Curious about what those cats are doing? I'm curious too. There we go. Okay, so there's a switch in here, and there's the volume control part. This is the volume control part. There's the switch. Here we are. Let's take a close look at it and see what we can see. Looks fine at a glance, but maybe on a closer look it might not fare so well. Lots of parts inside this little thing. Some of these work in a weird way. What to me is a weird way. Is this one of them? No. So let's see, where's this? There's the sliding contact there. There's a certain amount of springiness. There's two of them. Oh, you can see some, are those fibers? They're inside. This is, look at, it's got tin fibers on it. So those aren't really fibers. That's not really the right word for it. Crystal would be the right word. That's probably, well, we don't know. Tin or zinc? I think tin is what does this. Tin carbonate, tin oxide, tin, who knows what it is, but something that forms needle-like crystals. I'm sure you can read up on it if you want. It's a well-known effect. So there's nothing like leaping out of that. Oh, I can see why this doesn't work. Well, there's nothing here. That's weird. Must be, you can get trouble where, like, this is tricky, making a connection from the metal part here, from the wire terminal through to the material that's the resistive material. It's very difficult to make the connection, and that's a likely spot for trouble. Really can't see exactly how they did it. Well, I assume they've just kind of clamped it down, and then they've got these rivets here that they've put in to physically hold the contacts together. Why don't we put an ohm meter on the resistive element here and see what it does? Now, are these crystals going to cause trouble? I can't imagine they're a good thing inside. Would they get down in here somehow? Well, there are some right above the spring parts. So, yeah, they're managed to get right into here. But who cares? Why would it really matter? There, you can see the sliding surface. It's very, very shiny, like a mirror. Mirrors don't work the way we think, you know. If you want to try to find out how a mirror really works, wow, you got to really do a lot of research to find an actual true story, because we're always told light bounces off of surfaces, but light doesn't bounce. That's ridiculous. There's no bouncing. So what is happening? Same thing with radio waves. Radio waves don't bounce off the atmosphere. There's no bouncing. What really goes on is much different. You see some track at the bottom there. You can see where the slider's been tracking along. The two of them have been tracking along. It looks very, very consistent. Well, what's the problem with this thing? Okay, let's put an ohm meter on it here and test it out. Am I crazy? Don't answer that question. Some clip leads. Here they are. There's a fair bit of skiing up in the area I live in. Not gigantic hills, but big enough. A bit of a drive from here, maybe 20-minute drive from here. There's 2 or 3 different ski hills, and you can bet that people who run those ski hills are really excited, because last year it was tough. There just really wasn't any weather. Now, they make snow, so they can get away. As long as it's cold, they can get away with it. Make snow. You think you have to make snow in Canada? So this is goes up to 500,000 ohms. So we'll put it like that. That's a nice reading. This is working perfectly. Right up to 500. Whoop, whoop. What happened there? Something happens right in here. I can feel it. I can feel there's a dent right here. But, oh, what was that? I don't know. So right there, there's a dent. So let's look at that location. And the contact is right up. Am I at the end of the run here? No. No, it's right in the middle. Well, that's kind of weird, because you've got the 2 ends are here, and the thing's going around, and the contact is located right between. The contact's actually going. Oh, this goes right around. So I guess these are stoppers here, and it's out of the shell, so there's nothing stopping it from going around. So that's all that's happening. So, okay, so this is the starting point. So go one way, we should see a big resistance there, 416. To go the other way, we should see very low. That's low. Going, 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 all the way around. Really goes up rapidly at the end here. Oop, and then just cross. I crossed over. So 416 is what it gets to. It's supposed to be 500. Is it really 500? Let's see. 416 is what it actually is. It's not 500. I can't see that there's anything wrong with this. It seems to be working just fine. Could it be that there's some of those fibers were just in here and I've knocked them away at this point? Why did this thing give trouble? And I'm testing it with an ohm meter and there's no current flow. Maybe you need a little bit of power going through this. There isn't normally power going through one of these. Sometimes there's DC going through them. Well, I think we should hook it back up like this and give it a try and see what happens. Okay, that's the plan. Just while I was washing my hands up to go have some coffee, I always wash my hands when I leave the shop here. I was thinking about, geez, is this stuff in any way going to be dangerous? It's tin. Tin. Where do you find tin? Do you eat tin? Do you ever eat tin? Brush your teeth? Got a fluoride toothpaste? It's probably fluoridated with stannous fluoride. Stannous is for tin. But if they called it tin fluoride, nobody would dare buy the toothpaste. So they call it stannous fluoride, and everybody rushes out to the store. I don't know if any of this is true, by the way. I just kind of make this stuff up to entertain myself. Coffee time. Okay, let's give this a go. Just check and see what's going on here. We're going to disconnect this from there. Okay, we're going to put this on the broadcast band. We have a boosting antenna here. So we should be able to get pretty good AM reception, and then we can play with this volume control. I'm going to pick it up by the handle and hold it like this. Oh, there's a metal piece right here. That's okay. It's all part of the grounded structure part. So okay, so I can hold it like that, and I can do this and go right around. The problem is, where is the low volume? I want to start with it set low. So if I were turning down the volume, I'd be turning it this way, right to here. So that should be just very low volume, and then this way. Here we go. I don't believe there's any significant voltage on this, so I'm not too afraid to pick it up. I was just going to say, oh, let's turn the volume up while we're waiting. I almost reached out here for it. 101 volts on the radio. You gotta be patient here. Okay, my patience is running out. Well, let me stick my ear down here. Okay, speaker's humming. Implement the plan.
If you're home, it's just to say, we'll take you on a way off. It is what it is. We'll hopefully call you back. And then you're kind of in. I can be called back.
Okay, I'm going to turn this, I'm going to reduce the volume this way. Oh, that wasn't even switched on. The big hum could be coming from all these wires hanging out and all this, and me holding this volume control. Yeah. So if this were grounded better, then why don't we do that? Let's do that. Just getting a clip lead here for some reason. Fish deep. something just slid over here. Take a look at this spot here. Can't imagine we're going to be able to see anything, but yeah, I mean, what are we going to see here? I'll do a better job on it, but I can't do that while it's operating. Too scared to get too close to it. So maybe we'll throw a little cleaner on this, and let's try a little bit of alcohol. That's all this is alcohol. Well, seems pretty good to me. So the alcohol has probably washed away oil or stuff like that, and so the control now feels kind of, what's the word for it? Instead of slipping smoothly, it's kind of stuttering along as you turn it. You can feel it. Is that of any significance? Probably not. So I could throw a little WD-40 on this to lubricate it. Or if you're against WD-40, we'll throw a little deoxin on it. It's got a bit of oil too. I understand. That was quite a bit. That's smooth. Very good. Switch off. Okay, I'm going to reassemble this back into its container, which I brushed away all the whiskers, and we'll see if we can't just put this back in the radio. That'd be great. Okay, so I got the back on. I was able to bend these tabs back down without any of them breaking off, which was a little bit surprising to me, and there we are. Working again. So I think. Okay, I'm going to put this back in. It has these this lock piece here, which sticks out. It goes through a special hole in the chassis here to ensure it won't rotate or come loose. Oh, there's a whole series of them in here. Well, I remember this was up this way. So we are. So I'm just going to put that in. I'm going to solder the wires back up, and we're going to try it out again, and hopefully it's going to work. Well, the holes I'm talking about, you can see the holes here, and one of them has that tab in it, or should have a tab in it, like that. There we go. Okay. Let me get that all hooked up again, and we'll give it a try. Okay, I think we're ready for a try here. Very good. Okay, I have the antenna booster in place. Switch is off right now. Okay, so first thing we're going to check is it really off? Did the switch really work? And nothing has happened. Okay, we will flip the switch on. We're going through the dim bulbs. Switch is on, the lights came on, everything's good. If If you're seeing this little meter down here, by the way, this meter doesn't go to 0. This meter starts at 100 volts at the bottom here, goes to 140 and is poorly calibrated. But it does give you some notion that I've got something close to line voltage on here. It's 100 volts actually. Okay, here we go.
Sort of claims that by not giving, there's no you're sort of failing to adhere to a different by the company, or
doesn't get any better.
Then
Ooh. That is weird sounds.
shit sounds very.
I was enjoying the volume too much there. Well, that's fantastic. Okay, I wouldn't have bet I was able to do that, and I don't even know what it is I did exactly, except clean that surface off a little bit more, and maybe I could have just loaded it with more cleaner while it's in the radio and just crank it and just keep going, and I would have got the same result. But in any case, that's good, and I get to retain my other volume control. So I think that's it for today. And listen, right after you finish watching this, watch that movie I mentioned, Photon: the best science movie ever made, or something close to that. It's not really about photons, it's about everything. It's really good. If you like origin of things, origin of the universe, origin of everything, people, the whole shot, watch this movie. So, okay, and thanks a lot for watching my video. That's great, and have a good day. See you tomorrow.